to my YouTube channel, Chats with Kemo. Today I'm not alone, I am with Keratilwe, Kera for short, and she's also a YouTuber, so I am definitely going to link her YouTube channel down below, so please do go check out From Kera with Love.
Hi.
Definitely. So today, as you can see from the title, we are talking about relationships, but surface stuff. So just casual, light stuff that we've experienced, and we thought we'd want to share a bit and have like a conversation about it, because I think also it's very important for us to have conversations about what you've gone through. Not that we use it to do anything about it, but just it helps us, you know, become at ease about certain situations. And oh, I'm not alone. Okay, there are other people who go through this and whatnot. So yeah, do you want to introduce yourself, or
You've already introduced me, Miss. Hi guys, my name is Keratilwe Makokga, and yeah, I have my own YouTube channel. Please check it out at Keratilwe Makokga. And yeah, as you heard, we're talking about relationships. So yeah,
the ones that have been making us go
wild.
Are you in a relationship now?
No, I'm not in a relationship. Searching?
Are
No.
you single and mingling?
I'm just single.
You're not mingling?
I'm not mingling. Okay, I am mingling a little bit. A little bit, but yeah. I don't know. It's just.
I want to get to know you. Are you the kind of person I want to spend like most of my time with, type of thing?
Yeah, it's that type of thing.
So we wrote down a few topics that we wanted to actually dive into, that we wanted to actually discuss, because I wanted to get Kera's take on certain things. I wanted to have my own video on a specific topic, but I thought it would be fun to actually sit down with a person and get, you know, they take on what you think, because guys, now I'm mean.
What do you mean? Are you mean?
I'm very mean.
You're mean.
I'm mean. For certain things, there's things that I don't get.
Okay.
That's why I really wanted us to have the topic of his phone, her phone.
Okay, cool.
One of the topics. So I wanted us to start with that one. His phone, her phone. So I wanted to get your take on what do you think about the whole his privacy on his phone, and obviously this is on a relationship dating basis, not of married people, so obviously, because we're not married. But what is your take on his phone, her phone type of thing?
You know what? If we're in a serious relationship, I prefer being able to have access to my man's phone.
Okay.
Because, like, what are you hiding? What is it that I would find in your phone that would offend me? You know, if there's nothing in your phone that is offensive or that would hurt my feelings, then what are you hiding?
So when you say you want access, to do what? To go through the phone?
To do anything, basically. To do anything.
Because I think the question that people have is, what are you doing on the phone? Are you going through the messages? Are you just like picking up the phone because you want to go and take a picture or whatever? Or you're going through the Instagram DMs? Or are you looking for something specifically? Because I think I once had a conversation with a friend of mine, and she was just like, okay, if I'm at home and I'm with my parents, there is no reason for me to pick up my parents' phone. You know, to do anything, like even to take a pic. Okay, if they have a good quality phone, whatever. But why is it that we feel compelled to pick up our partner's phone?
Okay.
Do you understand? It's just sitting there, and then you feel like, let me pick it up. But when you're with your cousins, you don't feel compelled to pick up your cousin's phone.
Yeah, true.
Or your friend, or you don't feel compelled to pick up my phone. My phone is sitting there.
Yeah.
You don't feel like, okay, let me. So why do we feel compelled to pick up each other's phones? But here's my take on his phone.
Okay.
So I was coming out of this camp this one time, and I was listening to these security guards, and the security guards were just talking. They were like, no, women and men should leave each other's phones. Hi, no, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like walking out. And it really touched me because I was like, you know what? I have no business taking my partner's phone or whatever. But if I do want to, like how you say, why shouldn't I be allowed to? And also, I was just thinking, if I find, because a lot of people like to say, you're going to find what you're looking for. If I find what I'm looking for, you're an instigator.
Exactly.
You're instigating fights. You are literally a murderer. And when you're dying, you put the knife in my hand. And you say, I murdered you.
Exactly.
No, you're an instigator. You want fights. You like fights. You like it when I'm angry.
Yes.
And then, so also people like to ask the question of the whole fact of, okay, fine, what if you find what you're looking for or whatever? Or you're gonna misinterpret certain things. If I misinterpret something, it is exactly the way it is. That's me. I'm like, if I read something and I find that it looks a bit dodgy, it's dodgy.
It's dodgy, yes.
It's dodgy.
And if you're in the right relationship, you should be able to ask your partner, what's this? What does this mean?
Yeah. Okay, well,
if you feel like you're misinterpreting it,
not that I'm team take people's phones, but I'm just saying, if it happens, like, okay, I must be able to be like, this missy girl has been saying babe a lot. And then you must be able to say, oh, this is what we call each other babe. Okay, fine. Okay, if I'm an instigator also, I must be able to call this missy girl.
You can also be able to call her babe.
And be like, hey, listen, babe. I'm with my partner, and I realize that you and him have been having conversations. I just want to clarify. I think maybe we need to get to a point where we know how to be calm until we're allowed to be like, you see, I told you, you've been doing things.
Yeah, like when you're sure you have your,
do you understand what I'm saying?
Your graphs and your pie charts, you know?
So
all the evidence.
I must be able to be like, Missy, I've been seeing this conversation between you and my guy. I just want to clarify things, what's going on between. Some of them obviously they're gonna lie.
Yeah.
But if they lie, that's their problem. But
I wouldn't advise that actually. I wouldn't advise that.
The back and forth.
Do not go and talk to the girl. Leave her alone. Go talk to your man. Because he's the one that you're in a relationship with. That girl was not there when you guys started your relationship. She wasn't in the picture. Leave her alone. The person you should be fighting is your man.
For me, every time I encounter guys or whatever, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to ever get a phone call from a chick because this is my phone. I paid for it. And this is like when I answer the phone, I want the person on the other line to either tell me Kanikoloto or it's my family. I don't want nobody fighting with me on a phone that I bought.
Exactly.
I'm like, it's gonna go. I'm like, I'll fetch that girl. I want address. I'm just like, let's sort it out. Just give me your address. Let's
just sort this
thing
thing
out.
out.
They beat you up.
And they really do. Your girls
they beat you up. You
girls
get
beat
there
each other up, guys, for a man. But back to the topic, his phone, her phone. I totally agree with you. I want to be able to take my partner's phone and do whatever it is that I want. And also the thing of we never feel compelled to pick up our parents' phones or whatever. I think that is very dependent on the type of relationship you have with the person. So if it's somebody you're in an intimate relationship with, for me, this is my preference. I want to be able to have access to this person's phone, you know? And what I've found is that a lot of guys make excuses like, oh, I just want my privacy, this and that. And you know what, it's okay, everybody has their preferences, but for me personally, I want a man who can be able to give me access to his phone without hesitation. I don't even want to fight about that. I don't want to argue about it. I don't want it to be some case study or that some weekly argument that we're having. if you know that you won't be comfortable with me having access to your phone, let's end the relationship, or let's end this thing that's leading to a relationship, and then you go find somebody who's gonna be okay with your privacy and your excuses and all that, and I'll be over here, okay? So
yeah,
there's absolutely nothing wrong with not wanting your partner to have access to your phone. We all have our preferences. Other people are okay with their partners phone and all of that stuff, and this whole thing of you're gonna find what you're looking for, blah 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 blah. Like, what's that all about? Like, if a man is telling you you're gonna find what you're looking for, it's just like what you were saying, they're an instigator.
Yeah.
And they're basically telling you that I am cheating, I am doing the thing, I am doing something, and you're going to find it. And I think it also goes back to honesty. If there are things that you're hiding in your phone, I feel like the thing that makes cheating what it is the secrecy behind it.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily what's happening or what you're doing with the other person in the affair. It's the secrecy behind it. Because if there were no secrets and you actually knew that your partner was busy with other people, then it would be a different story. Then they wouldn't be cheating. Then you would know that, okay, my partner's busy with other people, I know it and I'm okay with it, and I'm gonna stay in this relationship, you know? So I think, balance. Let's be honest with each other, guys. If you want to be busy with other women, please go be busy with other women. Be honest with your partner. And these days things are different. Like, people are more willing to get into polyamorous relationships, entanglements. So go find people who are okay.
You can miss me with that.
With you, me too. Hey, no, I can't. I cannot.
I don't like to share. I can't share.
I don't want to share my man, guys.
I can't share.
I don't want to share my man. I want my man to be mine and mine alone. Yeah.
So with that being said, the whole I can't share type of thing, I was telling you earlier that I wanted to talk about a time when I was perplexed, right? Which we're gonna jump into the next thing. And I was like, a time that you were actually like a bit confused as to what's going on. So this one time, we were at like a birthday shindig, and then so this guy, so obviously he's interested in me, he's hitting on me or whatever, and we've been like, it's not like it just started with, it's a thing, it's like an ongoing thing. So it wasn't a relationship like, okay, this is my boyfriend or whatever, but it was like ongoing thing. And then we were sitting like how we're sitting now, and there was some chick who was sitting next to me, and so he complimented the chick. But there's nothing wrong with compliments. I don't mind a guy saying, oh, hey, you've got nice shoes, or to another girl while you're there, or whatever, okay? So he goes, and he says to this chick, oh, you've got such a beautiful skin. And then, so in my mind, I'm thinking, what's wrong with me? I'm just like, what's wrong with my skin? I don't remember.
And you never complimented your skin.
No, I guess I don't have a great skin. So,
oh my God.
And I was okay with that. I mean, if I don't have a great skin, I don't expect you to lie to me. Ever. But then it doesn't end there. And he's like, so I'm thinking of it, it's done. Because when he said that, because she's sitting on something, I'm like, oh, you actually do. So I'm also seeing this, you know? She actually does. And he was like, wow, it is actually really, really nice. I'm like, hey, he's dragging this. And he's like, what do you use on your skin? Like,
and even takes it that far.
Are you trying to use her products? Or what's going on? I literally wanted to stand up because now I'm starting to become uncomfortable. Because it went from him complimenting her skin to him and her having a conversation. Like
right across you, and you were in the middle.
And I'm thinking, I can't stand up and go and get a drink or something.
Shame.
And I was like, oh my gosh. I'd like to tell you guys that I've waited for a long time for that guy to tell me that I have a nice skin.
And he
It didn't
hasn't
come.
till today.
So I guess I don't have a nice skin.
It's fine.
And
I'll
it's
tell
okay.
you. You've got beautiful skin. And you've got a beautiful face.
I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe she's cute. And I think that the reason why I was a bit perplexed or confused is because, you know, as women, we actually, and what people don't understand, it has nothing to do with confidence and whatnot, but immediately you compare yourself to the person.
Yeah,
Now you start to look
You
at
do.
what does she have? Oh, she's like
That
this.
is so true.
And you know, funny enough, before that, before the complimenting,
Yeah.
that chick, I knew her always. And I always thought she was really, really pretty. So you can imagine what that did to me.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, okay, it was
my
years ago. But I was just like, I paused, like, inside. You know, autopilot. I like autopilot. I go on random autopilot moments
Okay.
where I can be talking like this, but inside I'm just like,
Okay. Coping mechanism.
yeah.
Okay.
So you can imagine what that did to me. I was just like, okay, I've always known this chick is really gorgeous. And this guy just complimented this guy and he dragged it. Yo guys, he dragged it.
Oh my word.
To this day, I'm like, thank goodness I did not go further with this guy. I was just like, you know what? Okay, I didn't end. It's not like we said, okay, no, call it quits. I'm not talking to this guy anymore. But obviously, you start to notice certain things and you're like, I need peace in my life.
Yeah.
No, this guy's not for me. No.
I'm glad.
That time I'm the one. That time I'm the one who invited him. I'm like, you know, come through.
That time you're the one who invited him. Then the next thing he's complimenting.
Well, yeah,
others
you know,
across you even.
you know these people. Come chill.
No. I'm so glad you didn't go further with this guy. I'm very, very glad. And I also think it's a thing of, because somebody else could come and say, oh guys, but there's nothing wrong with your man complimenting another one. So it's different strokes for different folks. That was just not her preference.
I don't mind
and
you
it's okay.
complimenting somebody else, but you're dragging it. Like in my presence. How about you could have stood up and followed her to wherever she was going, saying, hey, you know, I just tell you, you've actually got a nice skin.
Nah. You know what I prefer? I prefer for him to tell me, like, I want it to be a conversation between the two of us, where we're sitting and we're like, yo, babe, that girl is so pretty. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my goodness, yeah, she's pretty, right? But I don't want you getting up and going and telling her that she's pretty. Okay.
And you know, if you had said that
necessary
to me, I probably would have been like, you know, we are actually talking about your skin. You actually have a nice skin.
Exactly.
And if we had dragged it together,
then that would be a different story. Then you would be coming across as a
because
team,
now that I
as a
was
collective,
what are you still
right?
sitting next to me? You guys are having a full-blown conversation.
Exactly.
And I'm over here, and then I must pick up my phone and pretend to be texting. But that time you don't have data. You're just like pretending to be looking at stuff.
Yeah. It's very awkward. And also going back to what you said about it not being about the lack of confidence and whatever. But when your man cheats, or when your man looks at another woman or entertains another woman, when you're in a relationship with him, you do get to a point where you start asking yourself questions. Like, what is it about?
Normal.
Like, what is it about this woman that lures him in so much? You know, what is it about this woman that he likes so much that I don't have? Sometimes it goes as far as people going on their Instagram pages.
Yes,
guys. You know, people do this.
Okay,
They literally find the girl's Instagram. Yeah, and you end up mimicking. I've been through that actually. I've experienced that. Yo, guys, yo, the things that we go through. When I think about it, I'm laughing because I'm just like, the Lord delivered me, guys.
Where you were trying to do
the Lord delivered.
Were you trying to do what your girl was doing?
Oh my God. Girl, like, I was all over her Instagram. I was watching, and like, this girl could actually even dance. Like,
You're practicing to dance?
girl, I ended up being like, yeah, okay, so I'm not a good dancer, so it's fine. So you know what, let's try to practice, let's just see what I can put together, you know. And I tried this whole dancing thing, and it actually like went really well, but it was toxic because it wasn't coming from a pure place. It wasn't coming from a good space, because you end up wanting to prove yourself to this man. You, as I said earlier, you look at the woman and you're like, but what is it that she has that I don't have? And then you end up seeing the things that she wears, you know, her mannerisms, the things that she likes and does, and the things she's good at, and you end up mimicking just so you could prove yourself to that man and show him that, but I could do the things that she's doing. You know, that I can do what she's doing. I have what it is that you think she has and I don't. And that is extremely unhealthy.
Very toxic.
That is extremely unhealthy. And I thank God I'm no longer in that place. Honestly, guys.
It's so hard to have to be mindful about another person. And to be considerate and say, this is what I'm going to do on my part. But the one thing that I have learned from moment is that I can only control me and my outcome and how I deal with certain situations. I can't handle another person's emotions and what they think about certain things. So I can only be the best me, and they'll have to do what they have to do on their part. And you know, people always talk about what's her name? I forgot her name now. Okay, so, but everybody basically, they always talk about the fact that you can't expect another person to make you happy. You need to be happy and share your happiness. It's like what I learned about the whole love language thing. It's like, this is my love language and whatnot, and I want to be loved in my love language and whatnot, and this is what I like. Until I learned that I have to love a person in their love language.
Very true.
Not in mine.
Yeah, and if you're not loving yourself, there's no way that you will have the room or the capacity to love the other person in their love language.
So thank you so much for watching this video. I will most definitely put down in the
comments, description.
The description.
Yes, the description box.
Relationships have got me messed up. In the description, Kera's handle, her social media, and all that. If you want to follow her, actually not if you want to, you need to. And yeah, because I think her videos are very inspiring and very mindful. Listen to them, and I think you think differently about yourself and what you can do better to be a better you. So yeah, definitely. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And if you have questions, by all means, let's discuss. And whatever questions, like even if you want us to do a certain video, I definitely will have you again.
Yes, I would love that.
And yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Bye.